Picture a man going on a journey behind sight and sound. He has left YouTube. He has entered the Patriot Zone. It was Big Trouble in Little China. I haven't seen that film for ages, so I thought, I'm going to stick that on there. How the devil is everyone? I was hoping that I would get back in time, and obviously did, because I've actually been with my dad tonight at the care home. Care homes are really strange places that... See, my dad's got Parkinson's, so it's a medical condition he's got. But in the UK, for nursing care, they don't differentiate between dementia patients and medical patients. So you have all sorts of people just wandering into his room. It's a pretty scary place, it is. But we've been sorting out this TT120 railway for him. Now, hang on a second. I can't continue without me saying...
Let's give it up big time. Hello, Christian from Grantham. Now let's get cracking.
Willsworth have just come straight from Gross Models Glory and Lego livestream. I didn't know that. All good. Did that play your jingle then, Christian? Hopefully it did. I hope it did. So what we've done is I've managed to get the wood for him, and I got it cut down. I had to go all the way from B&Q. I couldn't go to Northampton because, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday there was a massive accident on the M1. So Northampton was at a complete standstill yesterday. So I managed to get to Wellingborough, which is near here, and they've got a cutting service. So they cut down the thing for me. Absolutely perfect. Took that into my dad. Then today we've been waiting for these carpenter's horses. I think that's what they're called. Metal ones. They're really heavy, but they need to be just in case he falls. I don't want everything going everywhere. So we got that, and I took that down today. And what we've realised is it's very big, even though it's TT 120 gauge. And we were only going to be able to set it up when someone's with him. And we can't keep it set up because the risk of him falling as well. So it's all over the place at the moment. So on Saturday, I'm going to help him create this track layout so we can actually see the thing working, because we haven't actually seen it working yet. So that's what I've been doing tonight. And I said I've only just got back. Obviously, I did the Lamborghini Miura today. Tomorrow I'm going to be working on the Enterprise. So hopefully there might be an Enterprise video out. And for Friday, I'm going to save it for the 5-second video that it's going to be of pack 11 of the New York fire truck, because it's just the diorama and everything is held together with magnets. So that's pretty crazy stuff. But tonight we are going to be doing the Ferrari, and I have laid out some bits here, and I've also done one of the hardest bits because Steve in chat, hello Steve, let me just, oh hello Chris Hurst, sorry, I'm just going through the list of people I didn't say hello to when you came in. Steve, I can't remember your surname, Steve E, Dr. Han, hello, Steve. By the time I find it, you're going to say hello. I don't know, Steve. Anyways, you told me about you took the wheels off to put the steering thing in. I've already put the steering wheel thing in, but you'll see that later. I haven't actually attached it or anything like that, just to save time, just to make things a little bit quicker. I've also done one of these already. Now, this is how we're going to start tonight. We need to put some metal through here. Now, they did say that they provided some metal in this build, but you know what? For the life of me, I can't find it. But luckily for me, I keep this stuff on a roll, so I've got some spare here that we're about to put into that. And it's the brake lines we're doing first. Steve Edmonds. Thank you, Steve Edmonds. See, I do remember, because I don't want this to be the car crash that it was last time, because that was a nightmare. So, but that's pretty much how my week's shaping up at the moment. So it's all cool. So tonight, it's good that I can just relax now and join my patrons, and we'll have fun trying to build this Ferrari. Now, the other thing I've done is I've taken out this internal seat. We are meant to put that in later, but we do have to put a seat belt through here. So that's why I've taken that out now. Hopefully, to make things a bit different. And I think I've laid out every screw that I might need, because I do keep them in a box down here. As a matter of fact, if I show you my workstation at the moment, look, it's starting to get empty under there. Whoops, that's a really dusty monitor. Look, it's starting to get empty. So we're getting there. I've got one Porsche over there, and I've got another Porsche under here. So everything's just all over the place. There goes all the fun. Not really, David. You know, all the best intentions in the world and preparation. This is me you're talking to. Things are bound to go wrong. So once again, I'm going to try and keep up with chat on this screen over here. But I will be working through, hopefully, things here. And we'll have to see if it goes better than last Wednesday. Which I'll tell you, I came in last Wednesday, because I think I had a beer, didn't I? I'm sure I had a Budweiser can. And I came in just shaking my head at Mrs. Welder Wayne, saying that was just god-awful. So it does look like a deck chair, Ian. It's all fun. Okay, so clicking over to here, as you can see, the first thing we're going to be doing is moving my Pepsi out the way, otherwise I'm going to spill it. I'll just so you know, Ian, I've spilled a whole can of Pepsi on the floor here, and it holds it well. The tiles actually work like the chemical you get on sofas, so it didn't soak in, so I managed to sponge it up. But that was the first mess I've made in here, so that ain't bad for 1.5 years, is it? So, all cool. Get your duster out, Wayne. No, that's cleaning. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be putting these little ends here into the ends of this, but you just know they're going to fall out. So I'm going to put these in a little bit of glue. So typical. The glue has now dried up. I took my glue here to my dad as well, because someone, we don't think it was him. I'm just going to cut this off actually. Someone went into his room and he's got a Disney figurine of Dumbo. And I think they broke it. So his ear fell off. Dumbo's ear fell off. So I had to fix that. But let's do this. So I'm just going to, might help if I bring the instructions up as well, eh? I'm not going to do much about the instructions. Let's put that there, that I can still see chat. Okay, so it's the longer end of these, which is going to be going into the pipe. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just on this end, because you know what's going to happen if I don't do this, it's going to fall out and I'm going to lose the part. So that's one in. So the second one, same thing. This is the bit you didn't see before. This is stage 47, by the way, that I'm doing at the moment. Thread this metal through this lovely sheathed line here, all the way in there, and once again bit of glue, find the long end, and get some glue on that. Excellent. I think we left with the spare carpet tiles. Just I've got loads of spare. I've used some of them already, Ian, because I spilt some resin on the carpet. As a matter of fact, it's the one just under the seat where I'm sitting here. Oh, where am we? Stand by. It's the one just under the seat here. I had to change because I spilled some resin. But easy to come up and replace. I've still got about 18 of them left, I think. You left me loads. You saw the bishop. Right, okay. David Richards. Funny you should say that, because I got someone called Jeffrey Crom got in touch with me to say that they were in his Caerphilly W8 Smiths, which was Batman and U-Boat. And I think he's going to send them to me. And I was like, oh, thank you. I didn't know he was from Caerphilly. I said, where do you come from? And he says, you've forgotten me already. I'm like, what? Jeffrey Crom was the guy that won the Peugeot 205 that me and Mrs. Holdaway met when we went down to Caerphilly. So I was like, I'm just terrible with names. So hopefully he's going to get some for us. And I'll be able to put that on the channel so you can see some of the trials. So that'd be good. Okay, so they would have dried. They're all in. Going to bring over the car now. And what's going to happen is, just checking this out here, I'm going to be putting the ends of each one on these pegs at the front just here. And once again, I'm going to use some glue for that, because I don't trust myself. Let's go to the main camera. I know this is going to be very hard for you to see this, but hopefully this is going to work. So first one in here, not easy to get it in. Not easy at all. Let's try the other one in there. The other one slipped in. I think I might just try and open this end up a bit. It's a little bit too tight. I did have a problem getting the metal in one of these ends here. I think I'm just going to cut a little bit off. I think it's a bit blocked in there. That's better. I don't know if I've made a mistake there, but I've only cut off about 1 centimetre. That should now slip over perfectly, just like that. Now the other end of these are going into the wheels. Of course, it's going into, if I can show you a wheel on the close-up here, going into the holes. You've got 2 black holes there, going into the bottom one. I'm trying to point to it there on each side, but it's going in through, go back to the top camera, this section here, and then into that. So this is going to be tricky. If I turn this around and try and push it in, don't know if it's going to need, how does this go in? Stand by, I can't see anything. You know. Okay, there should be no reason why that won't go in there. I think it just needs a little bit of elbow grease, but yeah. I'm going to put a bit of glue in there. Again, don't know if you'll be meant to do this, but I don't want it to fall out. So, put this one in here. Like that. Do the same on the other side. Every build I do when it comes to pipes now, I always just put glue in it, because I think it was the Ferrari F40 build that we did. It was a living nightmare with pipes just falling out. So here's this one going in this side. And there we go. That's those in like that. So things are going okay at the moment. It's come loose at the nose. Oh, has it? Thank you. Oh God, what's happened there? Oh, it's just oh, I see what's happened. It's just come out of the, thank you for that. It's just come out of the little pegs. I'll put some glue in those pegs as well. 1 and 2. Do you notice things before me? Get this lead out the way. I'll put this in. Hold it for a second. There you go, look. See, it's much better now. There we go. Everyone's happy. Thank you for that. There's an echo. There's an echo? Echo. I can't think why. That's interesting. Oh, there's an echo when the camera changes. Stand by. Ah, no idea why that is. That's interesting. I do have a filter on there, so it might be the filter. Okay, we've done those two. Nothing worse than having your pipes go loose. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so they're in. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So that's handy. Now, the problem is, I'm just going to put that over here because they want me to open the next stage up. Now, I've already done that. I've opened everything that we need for the next stage. But this is one of these builds where when you open a pack up, you don't actually use the stuff that you need to use. So what we're actually going to be doing is we're actually going to be putting the front of the Ferrari on there. The nose cone, which is going to be going above this section here. Where, how are these going? They've just got these coming out the side. Like this. Now this has come out the wheel, typical. I glued that in. How can that be coming out? Try that again. And it's going to be held in at the front here, so just figuring this out. Stand by. Kind of like, get that one under. Kind of like that there. Now, the first screw that we're going to be putting in is a E-screw. This is going to hold everything in place before I put the next lot of screws in. So I've just gone and accidentally tipped out every single E-screw that I've got. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. This is going to be tricky. Now, hopefully, they're not going to fall out. I've glued them in for a reason. Put that in a bit of oil. I'm going to turn it so I can see it, because I'm the one who needs to see this. And then this is going to go in here. So hopefully, there we go. We get that in. Change camera now. And keep that in as tight as I can get it. Oh, it's looking like a Formula 1 car now. Right, I'm not going to make that too tight because the next thing I've got to do is turn this upside down. Just like this. I'm going to be putting some screws in here, which are F screws. These are quite long ones that look like this. Into these gold sections here. Now this is where I think we're going to have a problem. Now, as you notice, I don't know if you can see this, that I had to drill out one of the holes on this side last time. But if I get that lined up, have a look. Hopefully we can get this in first time. That's I'm never that lucky normally, but it's hard to. This is going to be a problem, I think. Stand by. Let's load my screwdriver up. Try it that way. Very difficult. Right, okay. Not the easiest thing to get in, I have to say. It's going. Slowly. I'm using my heavy duty screwdriver here. Gonna see if I can get it underneath like that. There we go. Trying to get this in straight, but you don't really get much give on this. Try this one here. I'm using a thinner screwdriver now. There we go. It's going in. Going in. It's going in. Yeah. That's that one in. Okay. Do the other side. Hopefully that can go in just as easy. We'll see. Now this one doesn't look as easy. There we go. Some pushing, I have to say. Get this screw in there. That one's gone in a lot easier, I have to say. this is there's going to be a car crash. It's going to be now. Get this into this side. That's that one in. Move that to the side, and I'm just going to tighten up this top one as much as it will go in now. Perfect. Oh, that was fun. You're supposed to tie the cables to the suspension. Steps 4706. Stand by. 4706. Oh, I am. How am I supposed to tie them to that? Using the same metal wire. Using the metal wire. Oh, okay. I'll probably do that afterwards then, I think. So I can get that nice and tidy. Just seeing how their one is. Yeah, I think I'll do that afterwards. And I can take my time on that and make that neat. Thank you for that, though. That's cool. Right. Where are we? I mean, they're in the right place where they need to be. So I'm pretty happy with how they're looking at the moment. So that's good. What's next? Okay. The next thing I've already kind of done. So hopefully you can see it on the top, which is this steering here. If I just get it out. Is actually going in. Oh, this is going to be a pain. How's it managed to flip itself? Had this in the right way. There we go. It's going to go in just like that there. And then these brackets here are going into each side, and they're going to be held in with a screw, which is a E-screw. Same screws that we've just had. Hopefully I've got enough. Where's my E-screws? They're here. What year was this car? Wasn't it an 80s car? I thought the front spoiler looked fragile, so I've temporarily removed it. Oh, God. No, I don't want to take it off. Now it's in. Okay, so bit of oil. Again, I'm keeping this on the top camera. I don't know. Actually, you might be able to see more on this camera. I'm going to try and feed this. Oh, God, it's falling down again. Stand by. Into this fork here, which I've just done. Using an E-screw, I'm going to hold them together. I'm letting the screw do the screwing. So that's one side in, no problems at all. So I'm happy there. Get that nice and tight. Then I've got to do the other side. So slot it into this section here. A lot easier once you've got one in, because you can manipulate it with the other wheel there. And this will go in here like this. I'm holding it from the bottom, so I'm not putting any pressure on that tie rod. And there we go. So, as you can see, we have got steering now. That looks good. You can't see that because I've got the right camera. There we go. That's good, isn't it? Right. So, I need to make sure this steering wheel is straight, because I'm about to engage the steering now, which is going into the whatever they call it, rack and pinion, is it? That's going in kind of like that, I'm guessing. Is that right? Stand by. I'm trying to figure out the instructions. This is going to be a bit difficult. They've got it going in quite straight into there. Okay, I can do that. It goes in. This isn't really helping much, right? So they've got it going in like that and lying up against it, right? So I've got that in, lying up against it, but I need that to be flat like that. This isn't easy. Oh my God. Turn it back. There we go. Wow, this is hard. Okay. I think that's almost where I want it. Just there I want it. Okay. We've got this little cage which is going over the top of this to keep this into place. Oh, I hope this works. So basically it's going to go in this way. Let me move these wires here. Ugh, it's moved. Don't move. So that goes in like that. Now that is apparently engaged with the steering now, apparently. Hopefully. Not the... Oh, just a spoiler. It's only connected with 2 screws. Oh, right, okay. Hello, John Drum. How's it going? Okay, so we're going to be putting this in with J screws. I hope this is in right. I tell you, it doesn't feel very stable at the moment, I have to say. But we're about to see when I've tightened all these up. So, one in there. Enough to keep it held in. Then put the other 3 in. You can't see much here. Let me go back to that camera. There we go. One in this side. And just one in the other side. Cushion the car, Wayne. You want me to put it on a cushion? I think I'll be all over the place if I did that. Okay. So I've got that in tight. So rather than turn the steering wheel, I want to know what happens if I turn the wheels. Will the steering wheel turn? It does. Look at that. Check that out. You see that? Yay. That's straight, left and right. Whew. Okay. I'm happy again. Now protect the protective plate over the steering. Right, so we've got this protective plate now going in. That is going. These are coming out kind of like to the side at the moment. These are getting so much in the way at the moment. And this is going to go on these 2 points that we can just see here. Kind of like that. Perfect. That's going to be held in with some D screws. I've got them here. Starting to look like a car. Okay, and I'll get these in. One this side. Just lightly at the moment. And I'll get one in the other side. And there's the other side. Perfect. Right, going to put these back in. I think that was the hardest bits to do on this build. Am I right in saying that, Steve? I think I'm just putting these screws back in, otherwise I'm gonna get lost. But that's all there is to do in that stage there. So that's now looking like that. Pretty impressive. I'm liking that. Look. Put different cameras. I will tidy these up. I promise I'll do that later. I don't want to do it now because I want to take my time on that. So, put that to one side. Gonna make some space here. I'm all over the place. Because we're moved on to stage 49, which is a cross wrench and drag link plates. Ugh. Now, you've got to remember, we haven't even opened pack 48 yet. So, I think I'm going to get that one open because I'm guessing that we're actually going to be using that next. Am I right? We are. Typical. Okay, trying to figure out what we're doing. 1 second. Looks like we're putting the engine on now, actually. I'll get these bits out. Okay. We'll be that around the workshop after the stream. Not the... Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so the engine's going on. So, put the engine on. Again, I'm probably best on the top camera here. Quite simply, we're going to be taking this here and these slots going to go into the slots that we can see at the bottom there. So this is going to go in. I can get them in like that. That's a good sign. That's looking great. Okay. They're going to be held in with P screws. Have I got P screws? Yes, I have. These are the P screws here. And I'm going to be attaching them from each side. So, I'll get this in. One this side. Which, of course, doesn't want to go in. Why doesn't it want to go in? I think it needs to go in a little bit more. There we go. Let's try that again. Once I've got one in, I'll be confident I can get the next one in. Not good. It don't really want to go in. Why does it have to be problems every single time? Right, okay, let me figure out what's going on here. I want to have another look. It does need to go in just a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to have to think about this. Could do with a clamp, you know, or another pair of hands. I can use that like that. Okay, that's going in now. So I've got one side, I haven't tightened that all the way. As you can see, just there. I'm going to put the other one in. Well, they're tricky. P-screws. You can get tablets for that. Oh dear. Okay, because I've got one in, I'm hoping the second one will be a lot easier to go in. Yep, that one's going in perfect as well. So I make these nice and tight. That's that side. I bet Dave Phillips, I bet you're loving looking at this now. This is really coming together. Just tighten this one up. There we go. They're both in. Excellent. I'm just going to put this P-screw just to one side so I'm not getting confused. We've got an engine in. What's next? I've got to use another P-screw. And that's just going into the back, which you can probably see on this camera here. Just into the hole up the top there. So again, get that in and screw that nice and tight. There we go. That engine's going nowhere now. Happy man. Okay, we've got the little fire extinguisher thing. We made this earlier on, and that's just going to go into the 2 pins that we've got at the back here. So I'm just going to line that up. I'm hoping it's going to be a tight fit and I won't have to glue this in. So let me just have a go. It is a tight fit, but not in a good way. That's going to go on like that. I'm just going to push this in a little bit. So stand by. I don't want to touch the brittle bits. I only want to touch these side bits here. I'll use my pliers to see if I can get some. There we go. A little bit of force on that to get that all the way in. As you can see, that's imperfect. Lovely jubbly. Okay. This is what Wayne was saying. You have a way that I can get stuff ordered from Partworks, even though I live in the US. That's Ian. You need to speak to Ian at Partwork Upgrades for that. I think. I don't know. I don't know about what areas receive that and stuff at the moment. Okay, so that's in place. We've got these sections here now on the side. You can see we've got 3 holes down the bottom. This is where these plates are going to go on. Now, I've got one plate in this pack, which is going on, let me figure this out, onto the side that you can't see at the moment. Going to go onto this side here, and I think these are just a push-in. So get this in, 1, 2, 3, and hopefully, there you go, it clipped in just like that. That ain't coming out again. So I do hope that's on the right place because that's not moving. On the other side, we've got this one. I'm going to get that one on. Don't think you're going to see much of me putting this one on, but let's get this right. So the other side, the 2 holes here are going towards the engine. That's going on this way. That one's on. So that looks like that. Pretty happy there. Okay. Wayne, read Steve Edmonds' post. I took mine off 3 or 4 times before I found it. I only held it in with 2 screws. What's this? What did Chris say? Chris, Wayne, refit protection plate. See Steve Edmonds' post. Protection plate. The instructions do not show it, but the protective plate has a shaft which goes into a hole into the steering frame. The protective plate has a shaft which goes into the steering frame. As a hole. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? Sorry, Steve. Refit protection plate. See Edmonds' post. Are you talking about this plate here? Just underneath where the steering is. We're talking about this green plate here? Stand by. It only held in with 2 screws. Wayne reached it. I'm reading it, but I don't know what you mean to do with a stick. That's the protection plate there, surely, yeah? I don't know, because that's working at the moment. Everything seems to be working good. So I'm confused. How are they supposed to reach it? Yeah, I've got no idea. 4807. All right, stand by. 4807. Right, then fit the reinforcement plate, subframe, and the steering wheel. Fix the part using 2D screws. So this plate here. Ah, I see what you mean. Right, okay. Right, I gotcha. Thank you. This is why I do these on this stream. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. The reason being is... 1 second. Because you're absolutely right. Thank you for the eagle eye there. Get this one out as well. Because this pin here, this is what you mean, needs to go into the hole in the steering bracket here. Which I'm going to try and get in. Not easy. Just like that. And then we can reattach this. Yeah. That was fun. Okay. This is going to be a little bit harder to get in now. Because there's a bit more resistance. Probably best to put that side in first. I got it. Don't worry. We got there. Okay, I need to... This one's not as easy to get in. Let me get this screw out. I don't think that's helping. I'm glad you noticed that, though. Well done. It's certainly... There you go. That's the second one in there. And then we can put this in. There you go. I'm going to sit here being happy now, Steve. Thank you very much for that. Cool. We're happy. Okay. What are we doing? We've done the fire extinguisher. I'm just going back to what we've done. Oh, so once we put those sides on, that was it. That's all we had to do in that stage. So that's another stage done. We are now going to be putting in... Let me tidy up a little bit. We've got... Oh, God, that had glue on it. We've got this pack here, pack 49. So we're working a pack ahead at the moment. This has got these tiny little details in. It's also got one of these. Now, I actually happen to have one of these. So it's nice to have two, I guess. So I can't think for the life of me where we got it from. Take care, Will's Workshop. See you later. Okay, so what we're doing is... Let's get this right. I've got one of these to get out. Now, this is called the cover plates for the left drag link. So, are they labelled? Yep, that one's got a right on it. That one's got an L for left. So it's this one that I want first. Get that out. I've got to figure out where this goes. So, okay. Right. So, I'm guessing this is the left side of the car. This is going to be going into this point down here, following the shape of the gap. I'm going to get that in and try and push it into these lugs, which isn't easy. Kind of like, can you see? You can't see that. God, this is hard to show you. Kind of like that. But I've got to somehow get these pins in here. I don't think that's going to be easy. It's only held in by these 2 pins at the back. Ah, there we go. We've got one in. Get that top one in. There we go. And that's the 2 in. So there we go. That's 1 in. Oh, God, this is impossible to show you. Kind of like that there. See that? Got to do the same on the other side. With the right-hand side one. Oh, was it the Rossi bike that I got that from? Excellent. I never know. I just gather these things up and I... they just go into a pile. I don't chuck anything, even the spare screws. I'm not one of these people that keep them in their own little you know, pillbox to sort out. I just put them all together and hope for the best. Getting this last one in. That's one side in, and that's the other side. Oh, was in, fell out. Try that again. One side in, two sides in. So I don't know again if you can see that, but that's that side in there. Excellent. So that's two bits there done. Now I've got, trying to figure this out, we've got the other sides of these to go in. Are these labelled as well? Yep, we've got a left and a right one, which are going to close this up. So, oh God, how can I show you this? So where I've put that in, we've got one of these parts here that are going in the other side to sort of like keep that one whole section complete. I'm going to try and show you on the close-up camera here. You see that? I've got to do the same on the other side. That's a fiddly detail, isn't it? Very, very fiddly detail. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. You're just going to have to trust me on this that I'm getting this in. Perfect. I'm just double checking. Oh, something's fallen off. Oh, I know where that goes. This has just come out from here. Put that back in. I might have to put some glue in there. So there we go. That's good. And I think, is that all there is to do in that? That's all there is to do with the car in that stage. I'm going to bring over now the chair, looking like this. Go onto that camera now. Because I'm going to be putting this seat belt into each side here. So one in this side, and then one in the other side. I'm just trying to think which way round it will go. I think it will go with the tied section facing all down. So one in there, and one in this side. Oops. I'm guessing some of the later stages is just going to be bodywork, and that's going to be pretty easy, I would have thought. Hi Bergdis, how's it going? I got one in easy enough. I can't get the other one in. Ah, here we go. There we go. So we got the belt in there, looking like that. We're about to put this in the car now. So this is going to be fun as well. Get these steering things out the way, which I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm going to have to just hold them out the way. Put this in. I don't want to pinch these. And they've got to sort of go. This is going to be hard, right? Go over these little pegs I've got down here. There's got to be an easy way to do this. If there is, I'm not finding it. That's one in. Let's get some tweezers on this, just to pick up this side here. One in. Come on. Not easy. I did have this in before. Two in. No, one's fallen out. Get in there. That's better. All right. Perfect. So that's in like that. That's good. Belts are behind. Got to line this up, and then we can push this down onto the pegs, which are underneath here. Just like that. And then these belts, that goes back there, like that, can go over the top. Yes! I'm happy with that. I think it's, can it go down any more there? Do we have to attach this any other way? Just seeing. There are two appendages on the front of the seat which must be placed to the sides of the steering. There are two appendages. What's it going on about? What's an appendage? Oh, it's talking about these front bits. Either side of those. Yeah, I've done that. I've pushed the seat down. I've done that. I think we're good. So that's in like that. This is crazy. Okay. So we've done that one. We're now moving on to radiators. Now, radiators should be easy. Let's get these parts up. And hopefully we can start whizzing through this now, because we've got 15 minutes. So I'm going to start quickening up a bit. I'm sure this is going to be a lot easier than the last ones were. So, it needs a parts, which I haven't got last time. I need to put a part in for the belt. Stand by. I've got them parts here. I really don't think we're going to finish this tonight now. It depends how quick the radiators take. Because they want me to put the belt in place, basically. I might do this afterwards, you know, because what happens is we've got this blue plate here, which is going to hold all of the steering wheel in, seat belts in place, and I've got to put them on each one. And then on top of that, I've got to put this one. I'm going to do that afterwards because that's going to be fiddly. And basically it means that all the belts are locked into place. But I've got those parts here. But I think that's going to take a while. So I'll do that afterwards, definitely. Crazy stuff. What we are doing though is we're going to be working on this radiator. So I need this. And I need the top plate, which I've got here. This is just going to go over the top here, which by the look of it is the wrong way round. No, I reckon I was right first time. It just needs strength. There we go. And that's a radiator. I like that. So I like the nice texture on that one. We've got to join it to the front support, which is, which one's the front support? Stand by. We've got this one. I think this might be it. There's one for each side, you see. So just having a quick look. That looks like the picture, but that's going in that side because that one's got holes. So that's going in like that. I'm guessing. No. Something's not right here. Stand by. Yes, so that one is going in this side. Like this. Into those pins. Right, I've got it now. And push that down. Perfect. And then this one is going to be going into the other side. This way round. So, radiator's looking good. This is going to be going onto the side of the car. It's going to go onto this side of the car that you can see here. Just checking which way it goes. So that's going towards the back, I guess. Hang on. Trying to get my bearings. Like this. So it's going to go into these two holes here. Just to push in. And then the back here is going into the hole that we can just see into the bodywork there. I'm going to have to turn this round, I think, to... Oops, that clipped out. Just so I can see what I'm doing. Perfect. So, show you on the top camera. That looks like that. I think it can probably go in a touch more. No, that's as much as going to go in on that side. So once that's in, I'm guessing we've got one of these... tubes from the back? Really? Oh my god, right, hang on a second. So it's one of these tubes from the back here is going to go into that radiator, which I'm guessing we're going to have to plumb round. But in the end of that, we've got a tiny detail here that looks just like this to go in the end. Now, we're going to need some glue for that. Inserting the relevant pins into the assembly holes highlighted the image. After joining it to the pipe, fit the nozzle to the left-hand radiator. So you've got a left hand and a right hand side. So I'm going to do the left hand side to this one. This is the left hand pipe. It goes in this way. Goes in quite tough, actually. Don't think they had them in those days, but this radiator's not fully home. It can't go in anymore because there's like a lip on it. Chris, it is the shorter tube. I haven't got a shorter tube. Oh yeah, the shorter one. Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah, that's the one I've got. Okay, that's going to go into the hole, just into the side of the radiator, which is just at the end here. I'm guessing it's going to rotate along the bodywork. So I'm just going to get that one in. Give you an idea how that looks. Not easy. I think I'm going to have to... It's a D-shaped pattern. The lower radiator panel not fully pressed in place. Just going to have another look. No, there's a lip. It can't go in anymore. Trust me, there's a lip. I can't get that any more than it is. Oh, I see what you mean. You're talking about the end here, yeah? I'll look at that afterwards. I think this is a D-shaped pattern. But anyway, look, that's going to go in there. Which I'm going to get in a second. I think it's a D-shaped pattern, but I don't think I've got my... I have got my magnifying glasses. 1 second. The panel you first push in is not fully home. It's sticking out. Stand by. I can knock that bit off now. Oh, I see. Right, okay. I'll have a look at that. You're talking about this little bit here, aren't you? I'll have a look at that in a second. I'm going to plug that in afterwards because even with my glasses on, it's hard to see. It is it's a D-shaped pattern, but God, what way round does it go? They've got it going this way round, so I'm trying to put it in upside down. Stand by. I might have to use my tweezers for this. I do want to get one side in at least. Okay, this is a tweezer job. I know what you mean. I will push that in. I promise. I promise you. I will do that. But I want to get this in. This is going to be hard. Even with tweezers, I can't get this in. Stand by. I've got my magnifying glasses on. I've got my tweezers on. And it's just really, really hard to get in. I'll put that in afterwards. That's crazy. We're going to be doing the next part of the... we're not going to finish this tonight, I can tell you that now. We're going to be doing stage 51. I'll put the pipes in afterwards. Put them all together. And this time, I will make sure that I put everything in securely. So once again, this panel here is going onto this panel here and pushing that in. Before you do the Eiffel Tower, get a set of nut drivers and or a small socket set. I've got one actually, Bergdis, so hopefully that's going to work a treat for me. Use the pinholes highlighted in the previous step and press the right radio onto its grill. Okay, so once again, we've got these parts to go in along the side. I'm guessing, let me just figure this out. So they've got it round this way here, like that. So on the bottom, let's figure this out. They've got it this way round now. We're pushing this in, which they've got going in this way. Stand by. That doesn't make sense. Let me put this little one in first. So if they've got that this way round, they've got this one going in this way round over the top here, which can't happen because it hasn't got a thing on there. Let me look at the after picture. Right, okay. Their picture made absolutely no sense then. Okay, so this one's going in this way. Just like that. Which means the only way this one can go in is following it this way. 1 and 2. Look, they're in all the way. See, I'll make sure that they go on the car fine. This is going to go obviously onto the other side here. So let me just bring this over again. And this time it's going to go, let's figure this out. So the longer one's going to be nearer to the top. And the shorter one's going to be down the bottom. So it's going to go on this way here. Push that in. And again, get it in as much as I can. Just like that. That's good. This time it hasn't asked me to put a pipe in this side. That's a bit weird. Inserting the relevant pins. It hasn't asked me to do the pipe. It's only so we've only put one pipe in at the moment. I'm guessing in the last stage, which I've got here, stage 52, they're going to want me to put the pipe in. But that's it. That's it, really? That's it. Wow. Okay. Let me just tidy up a second. That's that pack completed. Believe it or not. Got so much mess here. So I've got pack 52, which we haven't had to use yet, which is a bit weird. So there's me looking for instructions, but yeah, there's no more instructions. That was it. Can't understand why we're not putting that in. Steve, do we put that in later? No idea. But I'm now going to try and get those bits in that I made a mistake on, because now we know what we've finished tonight. We can actually tidy up what I haven't done properly. So let's do this. Okay. So the problem we had was everyone saying that on this side, which I'm about to take out again, and this one, that I need to push this in more. So there we go. That's in more. Push this back in. Move that out of the way. Like that. And push that in there. Right. Got to try and get this thing into this hole still. No idea. That was quick, wasn't it? Stand by. Get me magnifying glasses on. Which I don't think you'll be able to do this without them, to be honest with you. Right, let's try and figure this out again. So this is going into this hole here. This way round. I'm wondering if I should have put this in before I actually put the radiator in. But I'm not getting much of a grip on this. I'm going to just file a little bit down on here. Stand by. Just to help that out a little bit. For the next few stages, you put on the parts received in the previous stage. Try putting the tube on with the radiator detached. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do if I can't get this bit in now. I've already taken this radiator off. I think it's my my lot in life. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's get this radiator out again. And now let's try and put this in. It's easier to hold, that's for sure. But whether it's easier to put in... Yes, no. Come on. I don't like it. It's not a very good fit, I have to say. I don't really want to open this up. I've definitely got it in the right way because it can only go in one way. But I'm going to probably have to... Oh, wait a minute. We've got it. There we go. It's in. Wow, that was hard. Right, how did they trowel this wire through? Stand by. Let me just have a look. You can still see this. Right, I just want to see how they've troweled this wire. They've put it kind of like going in the inside of this, but they haven't trapped the wire at all. So keep that on top for now. 1, 2. Push them in. Get that one in as well. So that's that done. Cool. So the only other thing we've got left to do is this damn seatbelt, which is going to be really hard. Right, let's try this. I think I'm going to need glue for this, but we'll see. So one in this side. One in this side. Oh, this is hard. I don't want it twisted, so... Stand by. So one in that side, one in that side. I think they're just going to keep falling out. So I think I am going to glue these in. I've got 2 in. One at the top. Being very quiet. Whoa. One on this side. They're all still staying in at the moment. One on this side. Yeah, look, they're all falling out now. I think I'm going to glue them. You do some tidying of the tubes in the later stage. Drop a glue. I think it is going to need some glue on that, definitely. I'll do that afterwards because there's no way in a million years that they're staying in on its own. And then obviously once we put them in, we put this tiny bit here over the top and that's the belt done. But we have finally completed it. There was no way I was going to do this in one stream last week, was there? Even with everything that went wrong. Paul, no, you're off to Apple Impairs to Bedfordshire tomorrow. Back tomorrow evening. Oh, we do the tidying up of the tubes later. That's cool. That's cool. That was quite a fun build. I've enjoyed that. The fact that everything is working, Dave Phillips, we're happy. That was stressful. Anyway, this is why I like my Thursday night streams, because I don't have to worry about building. I can just drink beer and have a merry time, which is what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know if there's going to be a video on the channel tomorrow. Hopefully, if I get enough done with the Enterprise, there will be. Otherwise, there won't be. So we'll have to see. But it's been a fun stream. Thank you for joining me tonight. And I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully, on Thursday Night Chat. See you later.